So there's been another mega merger. This time it's Harbour Energy and Wintershall Dea. Harbour Energy headquartered in Aberdeen and Wintershall from Germany. The deal is worth some $11.2 billion, and here's our instant reaction. So it was announced that the merger was going to go ahead on the 21st of December 2023 at 1500 hours. Now, we put that detail in because we've released this video just 2 hours later. It may be a little raw in parts, but we hope you enjoy it. So here's the press release. Pause the video if you want to read this. What you can see happened, and you can see this is at 2 o'clock this afternoon. The share price for both Harbour Energy and for Wintershall basically just started to rise. If you look at Wintershall Dea, and this is a view of them in 2022, lots of information on here about the size of the production, the reserves, the capex. Also, you can see the countries that they're active in. Now, we understand that Russia is not included in this deal, or indeed in our country count. So they're involved in all the countries shown, and we'll show a little more. Here's another map that shows those countries and highlights them in more detail. So here's the equivalent map from Harbour Energy. Not my favourite map, I've got to be honest, but you can see the countries that Harbour's involved in now. They're producing 208,000 barrels of oil equivalent per day, according to the website, and employees worldwide, well, some 1,800. Now, if we look at the combined picture here, which we've put together, and you can see that there's 526,000 barrels of oil equivalent per day if combining the two companies on the 2022 production. And in terms of 2P reserves, we've got some 1.5 billion barrels of oil equivalent, again at the end of 2022. The merged company is describing itself as one of the world's largest and most geographically diverse independent oil and gas firms. So you can see underneath here, in the orange color, you can see this is the Harbour Energy alone, and basically that Indonesia, Vietnam region. Wintershall here in Argentina, and in a lot right across North Africa, also in Germany. And where the two companies have assets together, Mexico, the UK, and in Norway. So looking at Wintershall in more detail, Hamburg and Kassel, two headquarters. I'm not sure how that works, but probably one for the Germany operation, one for the international. One of the major features that they have in Germany is, of course, Mittelplatte. Now, that's produced over 260 million barrels of oil since it was put on stream back in 1987. We actually did a video on that. Look at that, 5 years ago, and it is an older style video, not one of our better modern ones, but it's there for information for people. It's quite geologically quite interesting. Other areas of Germany, well, Emlichheim has been a very successful onshore field in this lovely rural German landscape here, you can see in this picture. And underneath talks about the gas production. About 97% of Germany's natural gas comes from the Lower Saxony region. Now, we have a trove that covers the entirety of all the gas fields in Germany, so get in touch. In Norway, well, there's been the recent release of the Bergnap oil discovery. Here's the press release for that's come out recently, and you can see here's our Trove entry for it. So we've got a lot of information that we could pull together just on this Wintershall discovery. So continuing with Norway and Wintershall, also recently, back in August 2023, they were involved with the Dvalin field. It's up there on the Halton Terrace, and it's a gas startup from this platform. You can see on the seismic line here, lovely tilted fault block, really, really well imaged. Pause the video if you want to read the press release from the time on that one. Here's the Trove entry just on the bottom right. So we've got lots of information in Trove on this field as well. Now moving across to Algeria, and you can see this is the Regan Nord gas project, a major plant here. Where it's located, this is Hassi R'Mel and Hassi Messaoud. I'll just point those out. There we go, Hassi R'Mel and Hassi Messaoud. But actually, Regan Nord is down right at the southwest tip of this transmission system. So right at the end of the line, as it were. Here's what we have in Trove for this particular project. Now, you can see more detail here, so pause the video if you want to read it. You can see that the complex here involves a number of fields. Now, we're not sure whether this is part of the deal. If this upstream is included, we're not sure whether this qualifies or not, but we're also aware that the Algerian authorities have disallowed some deals in recent times. We don't know what's going to happen. Now, if we look at the assets in Libya, pause the video to get the information, but you can see they have an offshore field here, Algeria, just to the northwest of Tripoli, and also there is the Asara field here. It's just in the northeast of Libya. You can see these are the TROVE entries for Asara and Algeria, and you can see we've got lots of information, maps, data, write-ups about the project, various bits of information here. Now, we don't have a slide for Argentina. We were on a bit of a time squeeze. I will catch up with that later. Now, moving across to Indonesia, and this is Harbour Energy. We did a video some time ago on the Timpan 1 discovery in Indonesia. That's on our YouTube channel. It's about a year ago we did that, and we've had over 3,000 views of that. So it's a 2022 multi-TCF gas discovery. What we particularly like about Timpan on this seismic line, you can see that there's lots of follow-up lookalike structures in the area. Now, here's the location of it, and there's also been a recent new discovery in the region, which was Mubadala Energy have just made a discovery just down to the southeast here. I think it's called Laverin or something like that. Anyway, this is some of the material we've taken. Again, there's the TROVE entry for Timpan. Lots and lots of information, guys, all available. Now, in Mexico, it's a 2017 discovery by Talos Energy, Harbour Energy. Well, I guess it was Premier back in the day, but now part of Harbour, and Wintershall Dea. It's the Zama field, over 1,000 foot of gross reservoir interval with over 650 foot of net, a 30 API oil, 840 million barrels recoverable. It's now been unitized, and Pemex have taken over as the operator. Here's a sort of a cross-section of what Zama is, and here's a map showing, here's the block boundary, the Talos area over to the west here. But anyway, it's now been unitized. We've got a huge amount of information on this particular field in our trove. Now going across to Denmark, and this is having a look now at CCUS, and you can see this is Project Greensand. It's the world's first cross-border offshore carbon capture and storage. And here's a picture of it. It actually started up back in March of 2023. It's got a number of partners in it, but Ineos and Wintershall Dea with two of the bigger companies, 21 other partners besides that. Some information about what that is. And there's our entry in Trove, all about this CCS project, because we have every CCS project in the world as well. So Wintershall at a glance, well, 321,000 barrels of oil equivalent per day. Well, that excludes the Libya volumes. Reserves about 1.4 billion barrels of oil equivalent, according to the website today, of which 61% is gas, 39% is liquids. A 2P reserves life of 12 years. Lots and lots of free cash flow, and some other information there. So is this a case of last-minute Christmas shopping? Well, it's yet another mega merger in 2023. We've done videos on quite a few of the big mergers we've seen. Exxon Pioneer at 60 billion, Chevron Hess at 53 billion, PGS, the seismic companies, 1 billion, ConocoPhillips and Crown Rock, not yet confirmed, and we don't know the total asset value for that, but of the order of 10 to 15 billion. And now today we see Harbour Wintershall, 11 billion. Now, we wouldn't be surprised if our friend Alan Foom here, Alan has a channel and he posts regularly on LinkedIn, and I'm sure he'll be out with a Harbour Wintershall family tree before much longer. This is one of the family trees he produced recently. Great work. Thank you for watching. I hope you found that interesting. Please hit the like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Hope to see you back on our channel before too long. Bye for now.